Welcome, everyone. We're sorry for the delay. We were having some technical difficulties with cameras and microphones, but so I didn't even do an intro. But everyone, welcome. Hopefully, you're all doing well tonight. If you are in our chat room, please go ahead and post questions to Joshua. He'll be glad to answer them when I throw them up on the screen. So, starting right up. Joshua, welcome. Sorry we had some problems, but hey, life goes on.
Yeah, it does.
So, can you give our audience like an overview of what you're all about, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. So I am an actor, singer, dancer. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, and last year, actually, in around fall, I moved out to New York. But since 2020, I started pursuing music. Since I was young, I had done musical theater and danced and things like that. But this is the first time I really started to pursue artistry in that field and working with musicians and just building things and just making my own music. And I was inspired by my father, who around 2020 started doing that himself. He's actually been doing this a lot longer than me, but I was very, very inspired around that time. He would just be releasing albums and things like that, and he told me that one day like I would be doing this. So then last year we had the opportunity around this summertime to record my own songs, and that's when I released in the fall. That's when I released my first EP, Show and Tell, and it was just so much fun and a great experience. And I was so happy to get to share it with all my friends and my family and just everyone who came to listen to it. And so that kind of brings us to now, where a few weeks ago I released my newest single, Dance With Me, Sophie. And it was just the greatest experience ever. I ended up doing a music video accompanied with it and worked with dancers, and just to kind of bring this whole collaboration process to just make something that I really liked and that I thought everyone else would too. So yeah, I dance, sing, and I act, and I like to just combine everything to make art.
Yeah, I noticed that when because the first thing I saw was when I found you online. You said that you were going to release your new one, Dance With Me, Sophie. And when it came out, I went, oh, this is pretty cool. Were those your friends or just some acquaintance you had that were doing all the background dancing and other things like that?
So this is actually the greatest thing ever. I'm in a program at Joffrey Ballet School. I'm in the ballet training program, but at our school, we live in dormitories. And so everyone in the video is actually also living in this dormitory with me. So we would have rehearsals inside of the dormitory, like in the lounge area. Just great. It was just so much fun. But yes, these were all my friends. And I asked them as a favor if they would want to come together and do this. And they were all really, really ecstatic and excited about it. And I was just very, very happy to be able to work with them, because there's two different programs here at Joffrey. There's a jazz and contemporary program and a ballet program, and these are dancers from both programs, and we don't usually work together. So this was an opportunity for us to work together. So shout out to all of them. You were awesome, and thank you so much. Yeah.
So did you do the choreography, or was it a collaboration between you and everybody, since you had all these different dance techniques going together?
Yeah. So I did a lot of the choreography. I was working together with my friend and my roommate, J.K. McCooey, and he's just an amazing artist and dancer, and he's very, very talented. And the day we found out we were going to make the video, I told him, and he was like, "Oh, okay," and he was just so on board. And so we went to the studio the next day. It was a studio, I think. I actually don't remember where it is, but we traveled to a studio via subway, And we just spent hours there just knocking out choreography. Like, oh, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. We knew the style we wanted, which would be like balletic, like modern ballet, contemporary. And from there, we just kind of we saw what worked, and eventually, yeah, we got to the product that we had.
Fantastic. Fun stuff. And that was Manhattan. You're riding around in the taxi and looked familiar.
yes, it's all Manhattan locations, and just it was such a blast. I actually, my one of my best friends over here at Joffrey he was helping with the camera crew, just hauling everything around. So it was just so fun getting to work with my friends and be able to do this. Yeah.
How long did it take you from conception of the video? I know I'm not even going to talk about how long it took you to music. That's another question. But the video, I'm into video, so there we go. So how long did it take you from conception to it was done and you were happy? I know some of our audience may, because I guarantee you, Gina and I are both kind of doing some same typical things, and we both do fan films. And so we know when we talk to people, they think, oh, yeah, I could do that in 10 minutes and I can get it out. Yeah. So that's why I kind of wanted to let people know how long this process takes.
So this was I think this is an unusual scenario.
Oh, no, you're not going to tell me it's 2 minutes. Oh, no.
No, well, it wasn't 2 minutes per se. It's a little more than that. But from the time that I learned that we wanted to try to do this video to the time that we ended up filming the video, it was probably around 8 days. I'm pretty sure I learned about it on Saturday and the shooting was the next Sunday. So yeah, we kind of, I remember vividly, I'm pretty sure we went to the studio on Sunday, and then the following Sunday was when we recorded it.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Pretty much a week turnaround, which is was very exciting.
Was it edited and everything else by then, or was that more time later?
No, the actual video was edited by, I think it was finished fully by the 12th, and then it came out on the 14th. So yeah, but it was the shooting process was done in about a week.
Wow. So you shot on multiple days?
Well, I think we had the idea of that, but we shot on one day. It was the time we choreographed. We took like two days to teach, like, choreograph to the dancers. One day for us to just come up with it, and then we had like one big rehearsal the night before.
Oh my goodness!
And then we went, and it was this really, really awesome location. In the video, we're in a gym, but just some backstory for the gym. It's like this gym in the YMCA that hasn't been used since the 70s.
Wow.
So it was just amazing and such a awesome place to dance. And but yeah, it was pretty quick.
Wow.
Okay, ARC 54, which is Elizabeth, has a question or a comment. I noticed you had been in musical theater since Billy Elliot in 17. You were what, 10? Also, Dance With Me, Sophie looked like you definitely got better writing love songs from your first experience.
Yeah, that's actually funny. I was in Billy Elliot when I think I was around 11, and it was the first, I think, professional, like, regional theater show that I had done. It was with a company called CCMT, which stands for Contra Costa Musical Theater. And it was just amazing. I remember my brother and I were both in the production. And if you don't know the story about Billy Elliot, it's this young boy who ends up falling in love with ballet. And he ends up going to the Royal Ballet School. And it's an amazing tale, and it's just so passionate. It's one of my favorites. But it was an amazing experience Yeah, it was just so awesome getting to just dance with people. And the person who played Billy Elliot was named Braden King, and he was so amazing. And I can talk about it for days. But yeah, I've really tried to work really hard on just kind of getting my groove better with when it comes to love songs. I like to think of as every single song that I put out is more of a journal entry, and I'm taking whoever's listening or watching along with me on this ride of me just becoming a better artist, and me learning how to express myself more clearly and more vividly.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Do you have something, or do you want me to go ahead, Gina?
Me? Oh, yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So just a follow up to that. What is your first? Do you have a first love? Is it dance, and then music, or is it kind of tied, or is there something else that you really enjoy doing first?
Yeah, that is always a hard question for me because I started doing everything around a similar time. I started singing first when I was very young. I honestly I can't remember when, but my brother. I like to say my brother made me, but I ended up falling in love with it, so I only have to thank him. Um, but my first love right now is probably dance, and I say right now because every once in a while it just switches, and I'll fall in love with something else. I'll be in love with theater some years, and then I'll be in love with dance some years. But right now, my focus is definitely on ballet. It really is nothing like it. I love it so much. It's so beautiful, and um, it's my favorite format of dance to express myself through. It's very it's I don't know how to explain. It's very articulate, I guess. Or hmm. Every movement is so specific and precise that it allows me to kind of just put myself into it and do something that thousands upon thousands of people have done before, but at the same time me doing this in particular, it's special because it's me. That's why I love ballet, because there's variations of dances that have been done hundreds and thousands of times, except it's always different because it's a different dancer doing it. It's the same or a very similar choreography, but it's always a different dancer. I can go on again. I can go on about it for days, but right now my first love is definitely ballet and dance.
So you said you started in musical theater. What was your first show or your first experience?
Oh, that's a very funny story. Okay,
Okay.
my first.
We like funny stories. Yes.
You do.
Yeah, my first experience in musical theater. It was a show called All Shook Up, and I think I was around 6 or 7, probably maybe 7 or 8, and the show of All Shook Up. It's like Elvis songs, and it revolves around this guy named Chad, and basically I honestly can't remember what it's about. It was so long ago, but he goes around town basically singing Elvis songs. That's what I got. And they asked me, because my brother was in the show. They asked me if I wanted to be like a little Chad, which it was really funny to me because I had never really done theater before. I kind of only saw my brother do it, but I was like, okay, yeah, this sounds really fun. So they put me up on stage, and I was just this little guy, and they had me sing "You're Nothing But a Hound Dog." And I can just remember me trying to like move my hips like Elvis, and it was very funny because they also have my little sister who was if I was 7, she was around 4 or 5, somewhere around that range. She had her being like a little groupie. So then at the end of the song, she had to faint, and it was just the funniest thing. And I just love that story. It was such a blast.
So fun. So fun. Because I come from a musical theater background myself, actually. So yeah, I think that when you fall in love as a young child with musical theater, it shapes you. It shapes you. So you said you started singing, And then were you dancing at that same time too, or did that kind of guide you into dancing as well?
Yeah, by the time I did my first show, I had also started dancing. I didn't start with ballet or tap or jazz or anything. I actually started with hip hop. It was an all boys hip hop class because I thought that would be something I was into, and I was. And the actual segue into me ending up doing ballet and jazz and more styles was that class ended, and I felt this void in my heart, and I really didn't want to. It was, I don't know what was wrong with me at the time. I was a little boy, but I really didn't want to have to take class with like a lot of girls for whatever reason. But my mom and my little sister convinced me, so I ended up taking my first tap class, and from there, I just ended up falling in love with tap, and then jazz came next, and then ballet was the final style that I fell in love with, and that's what stuck. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Wow.
Well, of course, ARC 54 has another difficult question. What is your dream ballet to do, and where? She's known for this, so just, you know.
Yeah. My dream ballet. Ooh. I just watched Manon, and that is like one of the most beautiful ballets I think I've ever seen. And I actually don't know where I would want to do it. I just want to do it in general. I know that's kind of like a cop-out answer, but really, I just love performing, and I think any opportunity to perform is a good opportunity, and I just want to be able to do as much as I can anywhere that I can. Like, I will go out and sing on the street if I have to. Like, I just want to be doing stuff. But I mean, maybe in Europe, just anywhere in Europe, it's beautiful. But yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was going to say, I would just pick a place that you'd like to visit, and then saying, yeah, I want to do that ballet right there, because that's what you want to do.
Did you move the whole family move to New York, or are you just there by your lonesome?
Well, fortunately I'm not by my lonesome because I have all my friends and I live in a dormitory, but my family are still back in California. I have family visiting this next few days for spring break, and then I go back for a little bit. But yeah, for the better part of the semester / year, I'm just out here living my best life.
Wow. And you're 17.
Yeah.
Wow. And going to a prestigious ballet school or dance school. So how do you find the big city? You know, is it different from the Bay Area? You know, in you know, the culture and just New York is a big place. It's overwhelming sometimes. So just how did you find the transition?
I found the transition very, very shocking. It's very different. I actually, so I'm from the Bay Area, but I live more in the suburbs, and you have to. This is the biggest change for me. Is in the suburbs, you have to drive around a lot to get to places, like in my area. But for me, I can, now that I'm in New York, I can go outside and go to like any sushi restaurant that I want, which was always my dream, and now I get to live it out. So that's like just the best thing in the world. And also, yes, the culture is very different, but also it's different in a lot of really good ways, because especially for artists, everywhere around you there's music. I think that's one of the greatest things. There's always someone singing in the subway or playing an instrument in the subway, and it's just literal music to my ears. And for me as an artist, I feel like it's such a great opportunity for me to grow, and it's so enriching. There's just all these different opportunities around me and all these different people that I get to learn from. And it's just normal life for me now, which is amazing. It's a very big change.
Wow. Fantastic.
Okay, yeah, this is a comment from me, but I'll post it anyway. You know, me difficult, LOL. Yeah, but yeah, whatever. But let me go to when it sounds like you got that video out. What about the soundtrack. Had you been thinking about this for a while, or the process of what happened with that? For Sophie, was it based on someone you know, or you don't want to say that, or was this just, something that you came up with?
Yeah, I had inspiration, and I'm gonna keep that a secret.
That's fine.
But yeah, I did have a lot of inspiration for the song last year, and I took the song, and I just knew I wanted to do that one in particular. And I ended up showing it to my producer, and he actually agreed. He wanted to do the song as well. So I was very thankful, because sometimes it's a hit and a miss, and then you end up doing different songs, and everything always works out. But I knew I wanted to do this one.
Mm-hmm.
So when everyone liked it, I was like over the moon, because it was this song that I had in my mind for the longest time, for a few months. And I kept rewriting it and changing up time signatures and doing all kinds of stuff with it. And then eventually, when we got to the studio, we still had this process where we went through the lyrics, and we kept most of the product, but we had there was a few alterations that we made to it even at the studio. And we really just wanted people to resonate with the fact that this is like a song from New York. This is a New York song, and this is also just a love song. And it was just a joy to work on. Once we got to the studio, I got to work with these amazing musicians, Jeff Campanelli, Uriah Duffy, and more. And it was just like this beautiful experience. Just seeing this idea in my mind start to take shape I can't even describe it. Like it was just like a dream. But then just getting to listen to the song over and over again afterward, for when they were mixing the song, like I eventually get tired of hearing myself sing, but hearing the song, it was different than the songs that I had made before. It was I was, for some reason, I don't know why, it wasn't even an ego thing or anything like that. I just couldn't get tired of it. It was like working with these people just made me so happy, and hearing this product just had me like, it was all the dopamine. But yeah, it was a great experience, just awesome.
Well, just a break. I mean, we have Joshua's links that are scrolling through there. Go to any of his page. If you can't write it down, you can go to our webpage, ndbmedia.net, under Talented Universe. And I've got them all listed on our webpage there too, under Joshua's name. So go there, listen to his stuff, and enjoy. And here is another from our friend. Okay, here is a slightly different and personal question. As a retired nurse, I believe music and dance can have a huge breakthrough with a large variety, from memory and speech to epilepsy and seizures. Do you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that is I have an older sister who actually has epilepsy and seizures, and I've seen it firsthand that music and art really has the opportunity to just break through, and you can see them, the real them, in those moments.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think that's deep down, that's one of the reasons why I love what I do the most, is that just when I can see her smile, when I can see her being inspired from what I do, is single-handedly the greatest achievement of my short young life so far. And I would never give it up for anything in the world, because it just means the most to me. It means more than anything to me to see my sister smile because of what I do. So yes, I do definitely agree. I believe music, video, anything and art in particular has that that supernatural quality to it.
Yeah, that was a deep question for her.
It was.
Yeah. Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about, Joshua, or is this kind of what it was? Or should I got another question maybe for you, but like, you have any announcements? Are you doing any?
Oh yeah.
If you're doing any productions, you want everybody to come up and see a production you're in. Gina and I aren't that far away from New York, so
Yeah.
Gina especially.
I'm in Jersey.
Yeah, she's in Jersey.
So. Working in Manhattan all the time. So.
And I'm in DC, so we're not that far away, so.
As for productions, I do have a spring concert coming up with the Joffrey Ballet School. This is where the bad student moment comes in because I actually can't remember the dates. We're working on it after spring break, and yeah, we've been rehearsing a little bit, and it's coming together. So I'm super excited about that. For on the music side of things, I'm working on a single that should come out, I don't know, maybe around the summertime. And I'm also going to be working on, hopefully I'm working on an EP, actual, like a Halloween EP this time around. So like spooky songs, things like that. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very fun year, full of music and opportunity. And I'm just really ecstatic about it.
So you have things floating in your head right now that you're dying to express, for lack of a better word.
Floating in my head, honestly, just this opportunity to be able to kind of share some of my story is just thank you guys so much. It really means a lot to me. I wanted to shout out a few people.
Absolutely.
For one, my dad, who is probably going to be watching this later on. I thank you so much for helping me and always encouraging me in music. I know you were helping me even just a few hours ago and telling me what to say on here. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The videographer who worked on Dance With Me, Sophie Colin. If you see this, thank you again so much. It was just an honor working with you. You are so talented. And yeah, let me shout out every single dancer that worked on the video too.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Jakey, Miriam, Van, Miranda, Kira, Kat, and oh my God, I forgot.
Me yesterday on a podcast.
And Maddie. There we go.
Don't forget your taxi driver. Give him a shout out.
And the taxi driver. So funny. Actually, this is the last thing. Funny enough, we got in the taxi and we asked, like, oh, is it okay if we film? And he was like, yeah, okay. And that was the whole interaction. We didn't talk the rest of the drive.
Really?
He didn't ask any questions about why we were just filming in the back of his taxi or anything. And
wow.
It was just it was just so funny. Like, it was such a bizarre night. It was so long. All of our legs hurt so much, but it was great.
It sounds like a New York taxi. It's just like, whatever. You know?
It's normal.
Well, it might be. I mean, who knows? This might happen to him every other ride. I mean, so it's like, oh, here it's another one again. Oh.
Yeah, somebody else with the camera.
Yeah. This is for you. Sorry if I hit a tough subject. Thank you for answering.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm sorry you didn't know Hugs.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought she had found out.
I thought she knew something we didn't.
It was like, oh my goodness. Well, she did this to me the other night with somebody else too. But I said, boy, she really does the research.
Right.
But anyway, see, now I lost my chain of thought again.
Oh.
Hey, anyway, but we did get a love, and I'm thinking I know who. Oh no, we have a love, Facebook love from Randy Landers. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it. And if any of those people are in the chat room that are watching this, that were in the dancing, please say something. And if you've want to remind him of a story before we go in about 10 minutes, put it in the chat room, and I'll put it up. You can see I've been putting Art 54 stuff up. So, hey, and if not, oh well. So, are you going to be staying in New York for summer, or are you going to go home for the summer?
The plan is to go home for the summer, but things might change. I might be staying in New York for a little bit. But right now, I think I'm going back to California, which I'm very excited about. I love New York so much, but there's no place like home, really.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sure you miss them too, but that's understandable. But and
So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 sisters and 1 brother.
So an older sister and a younger sister.
Yes, and then an older brother.
An older brother. Mm-hmm. So you're number 3.
Yeah, I'm one of the middles.
Right.
Middles are good. Middles are good.
I agree.
Yeah, there you go. Any other questions in the chat room? Last opportunity.
Going once, going twice.
Gold for him. But anyway, I would like to thank you, Joshua, for being with us. And if you want to stay with us after we go off, I'm going to make a few announcements right now of upcoming guests who you might be interested in listening to some of them. Tomorrow, I have at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time, I have Karen Waldrop. She was just on The Voice season 25 this last Tuesday. So excited to have her on. And Sunday, March 3rd at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, we have Dominic Chichak from the TV series The Ark. Now you know where that Ark person comes from. Played Harris Beckner. He's returning to talk to us again about his demise in season 1 of The Ark, which was sad, but what do you do? And on March 6th, we have Ryan Argast, another singer from The Voice season 25. He was on Monday night, so we're excited to have him on too. And on Sunday, the 10th, we have another singer-songwriter, dancer, and gymnast, Will Geary, will be joining us at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Hope to have people come back and listen to that. And from all of us at NDB Media and Talented Universe, thank you for joining us. And, okay, she has one more last comment. California is a perfect place to call home. I do. Yes, she is from California also. But I'd like to thank everyone. Gina, do you have any closing comments or?
No.
Okay. Well, everyone, see you the next time.